Okay, so you guys are in the crypt with a giant ass ball. How are you going to move it?
With
Well,
perseverance
what have
and
you
a
done?
try-hard attitude.
Oh, hang on. You're. No, that's not what I want to do.
Bryn,
There.
you've gone all purple.
You have one all purple. And Porno, you still had that like technical problems thing up on your screen, so I've removed
Oh,
that.
really?
Yeah,
Yes.
I've removed it. Don't worry. Um, but yeah, how are you gonna like get it back? So basically, all I'm gonna ask is like, how are you gonna do it? Have a think about it, and then we can move it back to there.
Do we think rolling it is a good plan?
You could roll it.
It's
You couldn't roll it out of the entire crypt, but you could roll it because there's steps and stuff, and like.
Yeah, the uphill bits are the gonna be the issue.
Yep, dudes.
I've got literally nothing that helps us in this situation.
Let's see.
Apart from, like, a strength check.
Yeah, you could just strength check it and see if you can all lift it and carry it out. It would take a while though.
All we need to do is just get it outside.
Graham,
What?
can I do an acrobatics check to see if I can, like, run on the top of it? And then, like...
That, you're still struggling with stairs.
Right, once we get it out the crypt.
Right. Well, there's stairs at the exit to the crypt, so you could get that far. That's literally the only stairs that you'd have to use. So you could roll it to the entrance, and then you'd have to like force it up the steps.
And then somehow get it up the stairs.
Yeah.
And then I could roll it into town.
You could roll it into town. There's some hills and water that you'd have to get
Yes.
past as well. But yeah.
Right.
If
Let's start this plan.
yeah, if you guys all roll a strength check first to roll up the stairs, I'm basically going to try and like based on some rolls, I'm going to work out how long it's going to take you guys and see when you get back to town. You guys left in the morning. It's probably now like kind of late afternoon. So like if you guys do well, you can get back at evening. If not, you're going to be getting back like fucking
I'm not
late at
feeling
night.
strong.
Right. Okay. Well,
Porter's on average.
are you want to do a strength roll as well?
What the fuck is my strength? I know it's not.
Your voice must not on, by the way.
Mira got a 21 by the way.
Ooh, lovely. She's feeling strong.
With
Yeah.
which she will do nothing.
Yeah.
Because she fucking didn't do anything.
She'll just start
plenty of
lifting this
energy.
thing up on her own.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so you guys are gonna get right. Okay, Salisbury, do your acrobatic. Do people want to allow him to fucking try and like
Oh, I want to see what happens.
circus clown roll this thing about?
Yeah. I want to see what happens.
26.
Okay. So I'm gonna roll. Where is it?
Plus 11 in acrobatics. You gotta use that.
Okay. So it's gonna take you guys till about be about 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock, that kind of time. So not too
Yeah,
late.
Do I look swag as fuck? Just literally.
No one
like,
sees you. It's night time. There's no one about.
I like roll it straight into the front of the bar.
Okay, so you're rolling a
don't
400
act- I
400
don't
pound
actually.
ball into the front of a bar.
I'm not, considering the fact that it's like.
I mean, if that thing goes off,
Or-
it's probably it's probably not the best.
God fucking damn it!
What?
I knew I had something for this.
What?
I could just cast shrink item.
You could do.
And it
Oh, it's in town now.
It's too late now. We've done all the rolls.
Yeah, I know, because everyone fucking ran out ahead. I had to literally look through all my level 3 spells, and it was in the last fucking category.
Yeah, I did that as well.
Shrinks to 1/16th its fucking size. Oh,
Yep.
I'm long in it. Oh well.
I mean, you could do that now technically and just have it like basically go to like Pokeball size.
Just be that guy who literally waited for us to like strength it and mong it.
Yeah.
through. Like, oh, by the way,
And then just make it really small. Just pick up and be like, "Oh, what's up, guys?"
Yeah, well, yeah, 1/16th of.
Does it go 1/16th the weight as well, or is it just the size?
Sure.
A
It's size
400
1/16th the normal size in each dimension, to about 1/4000th the original volume and mass.
Right. Okay. So it is. Yeah.
it's now 25 pounds.
Yeah. It's now basically fuck off. So yeah, you basically got this little
25,
ball.
25 pounds. Is,
How long does it last? Is it in hours or minutes?
It's in days.
It's in days.
Yep, days per level.
Nice. So
Jesus.
you've got so for the next 5 days you have a little like pocket-sized corruption ball of death.
Nice.
Cool.
That's heavy as fuck.
It also means I can change that.
Can I just say that was basically what I was waiting for Will to try and do? But oh well.
Yeah, it just took me a while because I had to go look through shit. Because
Well, that's why I mentioned it to you, so you'd have thought about it.
Oh no, I don't think of anything before D&D
That's fine.
stuff on D&D.
Didn't even think of your shirt this time.
No, it's in the wash.
All right. So yeah, you guys return back to town with your ball. Um,
I also don't have the voice mod on this now. Now that I had to wipe my PC. So
yeah, that's fine. But yeah, when you guys return back, you find a few people kind of waiting up around the inn. That's where most people are kind of gathering round at this point because the place is still in a bit of a mess. They're trying to tidy stuff up. There's bodies getting shifted out into the like fucking outside the town and getting burned off. But yeah, they're still trying to clean up. And you guys come in with your little kind of like ball of corruption in hand.
Is the prophet there providing adequate bags?
Yeah, he's in the centre. He's kind of like going about talking to people and trying to help out stuff.
I go up to the prophet and just say, "Like, I believe we may have solved the issue."
He says, "Oh, I'm glad you've returned okay. Did you find out what was going on and what happened in the crypt, please?" And he kind of like starts motioning with you. He's like, "Please come back to my home. We can discuss everything and find out or like explain it all." You gonna go with him, or are you all right?
Yeah, I'll follow.
Okay, cool. So you go back to his house, and he kind of like welcomes you in and has some chairs sitting about and gives you some food and water. And he sits down across.
Before we get just
Whoa,
to
this
it,
is
can I read my book?
Not really just now, because you'd have to read it. Like it would take you a good amount of time to sit down and read it, and you've kind of been on the move since you got, like you just kind of got back as well.
All right, okay, doke. I've got something else I'm gonna do in a minute when we get a bit of time, but I'm gonna do that.
Okay. So yeah. He sits down across from you. He says, "So, tell me what happened. What happened when you were in the crypt?"
Well, we met some ghosts, and one of them was very nice and helpful.
He's kind of like he's nodding away. He's great.
The other three
Them
weren't.
not so much.
They didn't help us too much. But you know they're dead. Well, they were dead. They're disposed of now. We raided some crypts. That was good fun. They had a key in it that locked this ball. And I just kind of indicate to whatever pocket or wherever Will's holding it.
He's like, "What ball?"
I'll just take it out.
Okay. He's like,
If you could reverse the spell in his house, that'd be so funny.
Funnily enough, the spell actually instantly reverses when it touches anything that's like a solid surface. So I ain't putting it down. I'm just holding it in my
Oh,
hand.
that'd be so. Just put it on on his kitchen table.
and it just goes.
Like wrecks his
Yeah.
house.
So it's more the fact I can't fix it until tomorrow, or until Graham lets me fucking do. I'm about
Just
to do
funny.
something that's gonna fix it.
Do you fix it?
I'm gonna go and scribe a scroll of shrink, so I can just have a couple of them handy, so I don't have to waste my spell slot. I can just use it while I've got it.
All right.
Makes
Okay.
plan.
I can use my sicky spellcraft and my scribe scroll thing to make myself a scroll of shrink, so I don't have to like redo shrink every 5 days. I can just be like wah wah scroll,
Um.
and at least it's a use magic item rather than a fucking wasted spell slot.
So yeah, you kind of like hold it out and show it to him, and he's like, I don't understand what is it, and he's kind of like kind of peering at it because it's just this like at this point it's like that size.
Yeah, I would explain. I explained to him that this is actually due to magic, which I'm sure he knows enough about. Is it's actually 1/16 of its original size for transportation.
Jonas has got a little ruler out. And he's like, what?
Yeah.
It's 1/16 times the size.
I weighed it both times as well,
Yeah.
and yeah, and it seems to have been the source of the corruption. We kind of reversed. It was spewing out corruption when we got there, and
Quite
it was
literally.
yes, quite literally, and it was in two halves, and we seemed to manage to reverse it and kind of suck all the corruption back into it and lock it up. So, job well done, really.
He says, how did you manage such a task? Like it couldn't have been something as simple as just reversing it.
Because we're protectors. We protect.
You provide, we protect.
We turned it off and on again.
It's like, okay,
Don't tell him that.
don't tell him our
Rude.
secrets. He's
I
like,
mean, it's also handy that I've recently been reading a book entirely based around the magic that was like powering it, so reversing it wasn't too bad. But you know,
It was very convenient.
I see. Interesting. I didn't know that.
Of course you
Neither
didn't.
did
we
we.
didn't tell
Neither
you.
did we until we got there. It actually came in handy, rather than just making me spew whenever I try and read this book.
You should have a read it. Apparently, it's enthralling.
I wouldn't know myself, but I've heard. Yeah.
It's a great diet book.
He says. He says, well, as I don't really know what happened, I will take your word that things are now fine.
Graham, sorry to did the swamp look less swampy? As
Yeah,
well?
oh, definitely, yeah. When you guys were heading out, like, you could it was starting to kind of clear up. Like, you could see things were starting to heal already. Like, it looked as if, like, rather than it kind of like it being this kind of like lingering, just corruption and horrible stuff all over the swamp, it actually looked as if it'd been like sucked in, like it all kind of been drained into
It's
it.
a lot less swampy.
Yeah, well, no, it looks like a swamp, but it just looks like a normal swamp. It doesn't look as if it's like dying and fucking infested.
And well, I kind of point that out to him as I was like, well, if you want to go inspect it, the swamp is less corruption.
Swampy.
Swampy.
It's just a normal swamp now, with normal swamp things, and maybe a little shack.
He says, well, again, thank you so much for helping the town. If you wish to leave the device with me, then I'll see to it that it's controlled properly. And we can arrange some kind of celebration for your deeds.
Hail Jeebus.
Hail Jeebus. And
I don't think you don't seem to have anywhere to properly store it.
Like, it could be, it's like either I can have it here, or I can have it taken back to where I'm originally from, and we can contain it there.
Yeah, I don't know if you can contain it in the size it originally is.
It's like, well, I understand you shrunk it, so it must be much bigger. But I mean, it is not outside of being a containable object.
Well, if I give you it here, it won't get back out through the door.
Says, well, what's the conditions of the enchantment you've put on it?
It'll stay like this for 5 days, as long as it doesn't touch a solid surface.
So he kind of nods and he like writes some down. He's like, okay, yeah, I can have it. I could take it back. However, that would leave people in this village for now. But with the corruption gone, they may be fine to just be left. I don't know if I would be entirely needed anymore. So I could travel back within 5 days, and I would keep it on me as to not return it to its state.
Yeah. I don't know, something doesn't sit right with the whole reason you wanted us to help you suddenly ending and then you immediately leaving. I think we could probably run it back to whoever we need to take it to. I think that would work.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
You could stay here and look after the fucking town.
Roll diplomacy.
Got
how about a roll? We're fucking keeping it.
No, Thonan can roll diplomacy.
Oh god, that took ages to roll. That's horrible.
Okay. So yeah, he kind of looks in his you can see him kind of thinking over, and he like takes out a couple of bits of paper and starts like writing something down. And he looks up at you and says, "I understand you've been most helpful to this town. I understand you've been helpful to this area, and that you may be wanting to keep something for your deeds. However, keeping a source of such a corruption would not be suitable, I feel."
I don't want to keep it. I just want to make sure it gets properly disposed of.
Yeah, you are apparently suitable, even though we're the ones that we can deal with it.
Well, put it this way: we can take it to where you want us to take it. That's fine. Otherwise, I could just make it invisible and bury it somewhere. So you have fun with that.
Do you have permanence?
No, but I have enough invisibility.
He doesn't know that.
To bury it, and he doesn't know that.
I just couldn't remember if that was one of the things you'd got this level or not.
We can dig a bigger hole,
It's
Porto.
4th level, 5th level, 5th level, I think, for permanence.
Dig a really big hole.
And permanence actually has material components, which is kind of strange for spells, but yeah.
Or you know, just create a pit.
Put it in the pit, and then it opens up at some point, and the corruption leaks out again, and everything happens all over again.
No, can't happen.
Do you know what you could do? You could build a crypt around it.
Yeah, I know. You could build a crypt around it. That would be really. I wonder who'd do that.
Although the only thing is we don't know who actually started this. We've just fixed it.
Does that
Yeah.
does that really matter?
This
at this
dude
point?
wants it
Yeah,
to be-
yes,
this
it does.
No, this is him asking you. This is him saying.
What did he say? Sorry.
He says, it says, at this point, would it matter who has started this? It's like, if things are fine now, then isn't that all that matters?
Well, I suppose that's the way justice always works. I mean, you just kind of like, as long as it's fine in the end, it doesn't even matter like who killed the king. It's fine.
It's like
long as
the
there's
king.
no-
Taking his place. I mean, yesterday the butcher died, and now today there's a new butcher. So
Wait, the butcher didn't die.
Fine.
You saved the butcher. The butcher's alive.
I'm making a point, sir.
Oh,
See,
Um,
there's the butcher's alive. It's all fine. No need to worry, lads.
Of course, yeah.
my point is simply that it's not a recent
You
thing.
have no point.
No, it's not. It's not a recent thing that's happened. It's not. This hasn't happened overnight. The people who have done this have been
You know,
long
being
gone
on-
for years.
Going on the whole time.
Regardless, I still feel it may be better left in the hands of someone who has dealt with this kind of corruption before.
Incapable of dealing with it this time.
I have managed to keep the corruption from within the town on my own.
But you didn't fix it. That's
Well, I
that's
didn't.
the
I
big
didn't.
one.
I didn't have a device to fix it. I had to store it within the only vessel I had, which was myself. Whereas this would provide a much more suitable vessel.
The device was maybe 50 feet from the orb. You just had to go look for it. Me and my companions here didn't take us long, did it, lads?
You've been gone all day.
All day. And how long have you been here, sir?
A couple-
Thank you.
Fuck's sake.
Says, well, I see you're not to be swayed. So we'll talk on it later. But for now, let us rest and see what we can do about a celebration for saving the town.
On the talk of rest, last time I saw you, you were in say some ill repair, and you mentioned how you kind of staved off what was happening in the town by essentially absorbing the negative energy and partially killing yourself.
I did,
Does that
yes.
seem to have reversed itself now that we've contained the current corruption, or?
Unfortunately, no, it has not.
Unfortunate.
However, with the device that you have, I may be able to transfer what I currently have stored into it as a way of freeing myself from it.
Can I,
Yeah.
at this point in time,
Mhm.
sense motive?
Yes.
Because this sounds all too convenient and some spooky jukes.
Some spooky jokes.
He's spooky
Fuck
juking
you.
the question.
19. I'll take that on a +3.
There's people with sense motive way higher, but yeah, good job on your +3.
Graham, don't you take this away from him.
Hang
At
on.
least he's doing something.
Speaking of people that have a ridiculously high sense motive, give me a second.
She's currently outside picking flowers.
Nah, she's listening. She's
And
watching.
frolicking with the fairies.
She's always listening.
Well, no, Winston's always listening. He just
Oh, no, Winston's always
he
watching.
he just tells her when to pay attention.
Winston. Winston's not done that much recently. He's just been chilling. But yeah, you can kind of, I don't know. You seem that you can tell that he's kind of like adamant, or not adamant, but he's like he seems kind of determined to like not leave the device with you, not just kind of leave
And
you in that situation. But you can't really tell exactly why. Like it could be either like it could just be that he wants it and he's.
I just feel that that's a bit odd considering the fact that he was fine for us to go retrieve it and stop the corruption, but apparently he's not fine for us to hold on to it.
Oh yeah, I mean
'Cause
that's
apparently we're good enough to like deal with his problem, but like he wants to keep all the credit.
I don't think he wants to keep all the credit. Like you're getting.
Well, from my mind. He's
Okay,
got
from
to
your
keep all the
yeah
credit.
to you, yeah, fair enough. Okay,
You know what I
Um,
mean? Like he's about to go back to his fucking swag place and be like, "I'm a baller. I solved this."
yeah, it's like, you know that thing you sent me to do? I did
Or
it.
he's about to go take this and just be like, "Well, it didn't work here because these meddling kids turned up," and go somewhere else.
Go damn those meddling kids.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm not too keen on him. Although I mean, I'll speak to our local mage and see what he thinks. But dicking
Your
around
local
with the
mage.
device to our party. But like, I feel dicking around with the device just to like absorb some death.
Okay.
And he seems very like. It just seems off.
Okay, I'm gonna roll.
I'm saying.
I'll roll a sense motive as well. Oh god damn it! Really? Okay, Miro rolled a 19 as well. Fuck.
I thought 19 was pretty good.
19 was pretty good. That's why he's like.
Not enough.
Enough.
No, that's why I was saying like you know he's definitely like intent on taking it.
He's up
Like
to
it's not.
summon.
Yeah, well it's not. He's up to
Summon.
something. He just. It's not as if he's asking you because he thinks like he's just kind of like on a whim was like, oh well, I mean you could give it to me. Like he's actually like this is what he thinks is the best course of action.
But my only thought is that he's asking this because essentially he can then transform into his final form, and we haven't seen that yet.
Well, I mean you've got it just now. Like he's saying like we can go and have celebrations and leave it for now.
Aye, I think that sounds like a good plan.
So
Let's go get bevved.
yeah. So he seems quite happy to do that. So yeah, you guys can leave, head back to the inn, rest up, get your stuff sorted. Will, if you want to do anything then, you can do it.
Yeah, cool. I'd like to do my my book check.
Cool, yeah,
Just
roll
try and
that.
sit and Abyssal and Infernal. I got a plus. Oh god, awful.
You actually get to like you get to a page in the book. It's quite. I mean, you're on to the last chapter, and you're trying like you've been trying to read through it. You tried it before, and you were kind of struggling to understand it. And this time, you get to a point where you're reading through a page, and there's a word that appears multiple times, and it just like you can't. You're trying to translate it. You're trying it, and then you just start like getting all that kind of like sick feeling, and you just feel horrible for the rest of the night. Like you're just kind of sitting there, just not feeling great, having tried to read this.
That's grim. I'd also like to scroll some. Sorry, just retrieving this wire. Scroll some scrolls of shrink item, please.
Okay. So if you do a
2 seconds. I'll try and find the amount for creating it. I don't know how long it would take me to put one down. You can create a scroll of any spell that you know. Scribing a scroll takes 2 hours if the base price is 250 gold or less. Otherwise, it takes 1 day for each grand in the thing, just kind of like normal. And shrink item is god, it's quite a few. It would actually take me a long.
what's the base time? What's the base time for shrink? Because it's level 3, so it's a pretty decent spell. Having multiple scrolls is not really that common. Like a lot of the time, you will only have one scroll of a spell. Just because of how long it takes and how much it takes.
Because surely if you just have one scroll, it's going to last 5 days. Like something's gone wrong.
Yeah, I was only going to make one. It's going to take me longer than the fucking spell lasts to make, so I'm not going to bother.
Yeah, scrolls are pretty ridiculous in terms of making them. And you've got to pay the actual like half base costs for material components to actually put into the scroll.
I'm just trying to find.
That's why if you find like scrolls of various spells, they're fairly decent and fairly worth they're worth a decent amount basically. I mean, how many? Have you only got one third level spell slot? Is that what the problem is?
Yeah.
Right.
So
Okay.
essentially, I was just going to fire in shrink, but if it's going to last 5 days, it will last 5 days.
Yeah. I mean, you've got enough time. The problem is the actual travel time to other places from here on foot for you guys is quite a while anyway.
But surely, like, if we're just traveling,
Yeah, he can every day. You can just you can like you could recast
shrink
it.
again, and then just like change spell for the next day. Like, because while we're traveling, I can't imagine.
Yeah, I can just shrink it every 5 days. I was just ideally just not wanting to have to take a spell slot to do it, but I can do it.
Also, the other problem is that if you ever drop it,
It's in my pocket, so.
well, yeah, but if you like if you land and it falls out your
If
pocket.
you get pocket raped,
Yeah, if you get pickpocketed, then you're really fucked.
I'm not
Or-
fucked. It's the dude that's very, very, very much fucked.
ends up with fucking 400 pounds on him.
Especially since they don't have to drop it, because I can just command word it to grow to its original fucking size anyway.
Right. So if you're like, oh shit, it's gone, and you just say the command word, you just hear some guy be like, oh fuck, in the distance.
Yeah, you just see someone's pocket explode.
Yeah, and they're just now mush.
The fucking prophet is like fucked underneath the thing.
Okay, well if you're just gonna leave it for now, then we can sort it.
Yeah, that
Um,
was the only thing.
And you've done your book roll. Cool. Okay, so you guys head back to the inn and you kind of rest up for a couple hours, but then kind of like just before midnight, some people come up and kind of like, one of the guys that's working in the bar comes up to your rooms and he's like, if you come down, we've kind of arranged some kind of some food and some we're arranging some kind of party for you to kind of like celebrate it. And yeah, when you come down, like, I counted it up, the town has 30 people in it right now.
Nice.
Out of the 100 and something that it had to begin with. So they're down quite a few. There's a lot of people that are kind of grieving and not in
I
a
was
great way,
thinking we'd be
but...
down to like 5.
Nah, you guys saved...
They're pretty well.
You guys saved 13 plus the people that were already in the inn, which was about 10 or 15 as well, and then you've got a couple other people that were dotted around. So you're alright. But yeah,
I'll take that.
there's quite a few people downstairs. There's like a large table in the center that's filled with a lot of different kind of food and like wine and whatever else. And you guys can just kind of be greeted to your own like party for doing good things.
Yes.
You also notice though that the prophet is not there. He's absent.
I just asked someone, like, oh, where's the prophet?
He says he headed to bed early tonight. He had things he was wanting to go over in the morning and to do with helping the town. That's basically just one of the bar staff that's telling you that.
Would the prophet normally attend gatherings such as this?
We've not really had
Never
anything
had
like this.
one?
No, we've never really had gatherings like this. The town's never been in the situation for it.
Fair enough. I ask, do they have any raw meat?
Yeah.
I just ask for like a steak of some kind,
Yeah, you can get that from the show.
so I can go and give it to Nishoba.
Oh yeah, shit, is Mark kicking about?
Yeah, Mark's in the inn. He was in the inn. Like when you came back before, he was kind of just chilling in a corner with a little kind of like bowl of food.
Is Mark now on a table with an apple in its mouth?
No, Mark is just sitting in the corner. He looks like one of those micro pigs with it's like just kind of used as a pet, and it's just sitting in the corner, just like nibbling on stuff.
Yeah.
It's just being handed scraps.
Tidy.
Mark the micro pig.
He's not a micro pig. He's actually a wild boar, but he's a baby, so
But at the
everything's fine.
moment-
Because if what's the difference between a micro pig and a baby pig? You don't know until it grows up. There's people who bought a micro pig and it turned out to just be a normal pig, and it grew up and they had a normal pig to deal with.
Yeah, I remember Nick Grimshaw from Radio 1's mate had that. He was like, yeah, he bought a micro pig. Turns out it wasn't a micro pig. Now it's the size of a Labrador, and he lives in a flat.
That's
So
dumb.
he's giving it back to a farm.
Yeah. To be fair, he could have sent it to like some kind of abattoir and got it made into some bacon.
Right. Okay. What stat block was the wild boar?
What stat block?
Yeah. Can you remember what stats you used?
Where is it? I think it'll be pretty much like base level common boar. I think.
Oh, actually, never mind.
What?
Just by means of this spell, whenever I anthropomorphize Mark, he gains enough intelligence to speak one language I know.
Yes.
Can you do that just now? Have you
Yeah,
unlocked?
it's a third level spell,
Oh, for fuck's sake!
and it's one of the ones I took to know. Yeah,
So how many spell slots have you got at level 3?
1.
Right. Well, you used your spell for today. So-
Yeah, for today.
I was gonna say so.
It's late in the evening.
Yeah. Tomorrow, once you've rested, and tomorrow
Yeah,
then you can.
once I fucking... Or did I take that rapid spell study?
I don't think you. I think you ended up not taking it because you were like,
yeah,
it's never gonna be.
I took a fucking wondrous items.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys can have your party, enjoy yourselves, have some fun. If there's anything you want to talk to some of the people in the town or do in the town,
There's a prophet kicking about.
no, we've went through this.
Wait, where did he go again?
He went to bed.
He's bed.
Oh, he's fucked off because he's like dying and shit. God damn it.
He's away. He's away in the huff because we wouldn't give him the ball.
Yeah, you've literally left him like burdened by this corruption, and you're like, no, we're not going to help.
Who else is like the most senior people in the village? Like who is there? Like
Probably the bartender's probably the most senior. Like he's the one who's.
It's a good way to have it. Yeah, I'm just gonna try and get the bartender like half cut and then chat to him about building a brothel named Thonans.
I mean, you would probably need to get him half cut. Like if that's your request, you can speak to him about it.
Oh right, then yeah, that's that would be what I did. It would encourage more diversity in the population and hopefully.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, he says. I mean, we obviously had some kind of establishment like that. However, everyone that was working there has since died. So we'd have to arrange
oh
some.
shit, have they? I'm gonna have to cross her off my list.
Yeah, they were the
Oh.
first ones that got turned into like the soulless zombie things.
Oh well, off the list you go.
How?
But yeah, he says, well, because as of now, most of the buildings in the town are vacant. So if they ever set up another brothel, he promises he's going to name it after you.
Oh, tidy. Yeah, Helgar from the loose rope. Helga from the loose rope.
Yeah.
Just looking at my fucking notes. The word under that is got pig, commas, Mark. Furion wants us to go do his job, clean out the swamp, mini job, big rewards.
We haven't got shit rewards. No,
I
nothing.
have. If he fucking builds a brothel in my name, that's fucking. So is he keen to do it or not?
Yeah, he says he'll do
okay,
it.
cool.
Once they get the stuff back in order and the town sorted, though.
That would be awesome. Sweet. Yeah, after that. That's pretty much my deeds for the evening. I'm too fucking shattered by trying to read this stupid word in this stupid book.
Yeah. Okay. Does anybody else want to do tonight, or are they all right?
Nah, I'd just kick about with Neshoba.
Actually, before I piss off, can I ask about oh god. Oh, what was that dude's name?
What
I
dude?
want to ask about that fucking. If anyone knew that cleric dude.
He is called Aldrich Mulland.
I've got his name somewhere.
That's his name.
I don't know. I'm just making sure I actually have it in my notes.
He is
The
cleric.
Callistra dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna ask about if anyone knew him. I know most of the town are dead now, so it was probably the wrong time. But I'm just gonna...
You kind of like ask around. You ask some people, and a couple of people say that they kind of vaguely remember the name when they were younger, but no one really says for sure who he would be. They're kind of like, oh yeah, there was clerics back when we were in the old town. It was like there was people, like there was various ones, and I remember that kind of name rings a bell. Like, but no one's really like, oh yeah, that guy. Anyone else want to done? Is that you guys gonna rest up for the night?
That's fine. The stat block for a common boar is actually not too bad.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So my question is, however, would since his int only increases by 1 technically, and he has a solid wisdom score,
Right.
aka better than mine, how he definitely has almost the same charisma. He does actually have better wisdom than me. As a pig, he has better wisdom.
He's a wise pig.
He is.
Well, he's not. He's a baby.
Would he be able to, can he, make any... Is there, a cognitive dissonance between when he's a pig and when he's not a pig?
When you
the whole thing with, porno is he actually is, trying to communicate with an animal that can't fucking talk. However, if we're, if I could be like, oh, hey, Mark, you see anything cool today or some shit? And he could be like, nah, boss, it's all good. Or will he be like, I don't know, can't remember anything, I was a pig.
he has some kind of he's got sense of self, so he would kind of know that he is a pig, and he's being made not a pig that is able to speak because he now has a voice box that can do more than grunting
And arms.
and arms. Yep, with opposable thumbs. He's basically a pig man.
Yeah, tidy. That would be it. I mean, we could literally use it for.
I mean, you would then have the whole thing of if he's like he would then have a better understanding of whether or not he's okay with becoming a human and a pig and like jumping between the two, and whether he likes
Well,
his
yeah,
life.
but I could definitely ask him.
You could ask him, yeah, but I'm just saying he would have more of an input than I'm a pig, I want food.
Oh, very true. But I'm never gonna know that. Never gonna go on what he's up to until I turn him into a person. So
Mhm.
Maybe.
I'll make
God,
him
we're going to get
into
into an existential question as to whether Mark ever actually wanted to become sentient or not.
Yeah, it's like, why have you given me this mind,
If he didn't,
but left me with such a
find someone
body?
who's
It's gonna be
find
like
a
that
pig that
fucking
did.
Paloma.
that monkey in Futurama.
Mark will be that little pig that didn't want to.
Anyway, yeah, that was all I wanted to ask.
Cool. Okay, so you guys head off to bed. You rest up. You all get your good night's rest. In the morning, you awake at your usual time and head down. Breakfast is prepared. There's still a lot of leftovers from the night before. Some stuff's still getting like tidied up in the morning by the bartender and the bar staff. Which the bar staff, there's like one of them. Oddly enough, the bar staff are probably the people who were like the most okay from the whole event. But I think they've got other stuff they need to take care of now. But yeah, you guys are ready. You're rested. You're sorted. If you want to go and do anything, you can do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. We're gonna kind of up sticks and move, but I wanted to visit the prophet first.
Okay.
Yeah, makes sense.
Just to see what he's up to.
Cool. So yeah, you guys head round, and as you kind of get round, you notice that although the sky is nice and bright and shiny, as you kind of get round towards his house, it starts to kind of like dim slightly, and you get this kind of like, you get a feeling that's just like a, it's not, I don't know, it's almost a feeling similar to what you got when you were in the swamp, as you kind of head round. And as you come round, you can see his house, and it looks like the wood's kind of starting to go a bit damp and rotten, and like it's starting to like spread outward from there.
Can I turn to Thurin at this point? Like, any chance there's anything in your book about this?
Nah, mate, the weather's just shite.
It's a new day.
Yeah. I don't know. Nothing I know. Nothing that I know of anyway is talking about.
That's fair, Peter.
shitty
Let's just hope
weather.
that the corruption hasn't spread out of the Prophet's arms, or he's tried to release it onto somebody else.
Yeah, that would suck. Well,
Wait, where's Mark?
Mark!
It becomes the zombie pig man. He drops gold.
Super big.
But yeah, you guys head round and you can see like the house looks as if it's like in an evening has aged like hundreds of years. It looks as if it's like really like ready to fall apart. It's not doing too well. It's kind of like almost like darkish brown stain across all of it. That's heading out, and you can see it kind of like some of the brickwork on the road is starting to become stained and like moss is growing and stuff on it.
right. Probably go have a wee look into this.
Yeah.
Just go inside.
Okay, so you go up, you tap the door. Door like swings off its hinge and almost falls onto the floor. So it's like hanging on barely.
What can I see inside then?
Inside it is very dark. It's very damp. You can see what looks to be like kind of almost tendril looking like lines of like just dirt, grey moss, that kind of like plague looking stuff. Like basically similar to the stuff you'd seen in the swamp. Like that kind of idea of just being like really, really intense corruption that's coming along the walls, and it's heading back towards the back door, which is the one that you originally opened and was leading down at the basement. It's basically it basically looks the same way as when you originally saw the basement when you opened it. Like the rooms are kind of pulsing. It looks as if it's all kind of like wet and slimy and stuff.
So I just turn around to the other two. It's like, this is what that basement looked like the first time I came.
I told you.
This is fucking weird.
Yes, this is not
well.
good.
To the
Who wants
basement-
to go down first?
To the basement we go.
Who's calling?
Damn it, Andy.
Hint, who has the highest fort save? Probably Porno.
He's sending one person in and hope they pass a fort save.
Right, wait, let's see.
I
Yeah,
would assume you, because you're a big, like...
I've got a 4.
I mean, it's not.
I mean, I've got
Oh
a
yeah,
3.
shit. I'm also
Yeah, Mira's a 3.
I was
I'll
gonna
laugh
go,
if like Thonan's like, I've got a 10. Like,
well,
You're not
four
gonna.
save.
Yeah, you're not gonna have a 10 at
I'm
this
assuming
point.
you got like a 1.
No, I've got 3.
Ah, same as me.
I'm gonna send the Shoba in.
Okay.
Ah, good plan.
She's got a plus
I was
5.
gonna fucking I'd want rid of this
It's also
stupid,
expendable.
like large
No, she's
person
not.
belt.
Hmm.
I'm saying I also want rid of this stupid big person belt that's like a fucking sash that we found the other day.
Oh, well, it's not a sash. It's like it's not steel, but it's a kind of like bronze metal.
It was more just like the
I
sides.
will happily take the big person belt.
As in, like, it's
Yeah, I
kind
was
of
thinking
like
Pass
a
on the big
fucking
person.
Miss Universe sash on me. 'cause
Yeah, it looks like the champion's belt, like that kind of thing. Pono, you'd
Yeah.
love it for WWE stuff. Yep. You can't put it around your waist though.
I was assuming like I probably shouldn't wear it as like stealthy, like a big shiny belt's like totally counterintuitive. So I'm trying to stealth up to someone who's like, there's this weird shiny thing coming at me.
Yeah.
What is that? What is the belt?
The belt it's a large kind of like bronze looking belt that has silver. It's got kind of like it looks like silver. It's got like a mouth thing on it with like teeth
Okay.
on the very front of the belt buckle. The belt buckle is fairly large. It's very looks kind of oversized. The actual size of the mouth and the teeth on it is like a normal size mouth.
Wow, that is big.
Like, it's pretty big.
Yeah, for a belt. Right, so
It's actually probably bigger than that. It's a pretty sizable thing. It's like it probably cover most of your front with this buckle. But yeah, that was about what you got on the crypt last week.
sick.
So yeah, you guys are met with this kind of corrupt looking house.
Right, me and the Shoba are going in.
Cool.
I've got my scimitar.
As if it was expected, as you step in, make a fort save.
Wow, imagine that.
So is this corruption similar to the stuff that was spewing out of the thing?
Not really at the center of it, but like out in the swamp where it was a bit more diluted. Then yeah, but like at the
Right.
center point, it was like very very kind of condensed, very like strong.
First one's Nashoba, second one's me.
Okay, Nashoba fails, you pass.
Yeah.
So Nashoba kind of like hunkers down and just kind of like is not really like barfing, but you can see that she's getting weak. Like she feels, it looks as if she's kind of like starting to kind of go a bit drowsy and like lightheaded from it. Yep, that'll do. You, however, are managing to kind of like keep yourself together, and you can kind of plod onwards.
Yeah, so I'll move a couple more steps in. Do we have I been in this house before? I can't remember.
You've been in the house a couple of times, yeah.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, so I'll start.
You've also been in the basement. Like you went down when
Yeah.
he was knocked out, and you were
So I'd be wanting to go like towards me where his room is.
right. Okay. Well, his room's upstairs.
Yeah, so that's where I want to go.
Okay, so you head up the stairs. Like as you when you go up the stairs, you can see it's like a lot less strong than what it was downstairs. Like downstairs in that main corridor, it's a lot stronger than some in any of the other kind of rooms.
Okay.
But wait, what are you looking for?
The prophet, ideally.
Well, he's not in his room.
Okay, then probably head down to the basement.
In the basement.
Yeah. Is anyone else heading in? Because if you head in, you got to make a fort save. That's how it works.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna go in.
Okay, so everybody that wants to go in, roll a fort save. 'Cause
Yeah, having seen Hakon go in successfully, I'd probably.
Yep.
Follow on.
Going on, you're fine. After last night's like uneasy
I'm
session of reading that book, you're all right with this.
Oh, no.
Jonas, you're getting flashbacks
spend-
like you've been in Nam, and you're just like, not again, not this.
I'm gonna spend
Like
2
this.
essence.
You spend 2 essence, Jesus. Okay.
Well, to like, I'm not re-rolling.
guarantee
with a
it, yeah.
+3. Yeah. I'm not just gonna be like, aye.
I know, but Salisbury, you rolled a 6. Like, there's a pretty decent chance if you re-rolled it, you'd get a decent enough number.
Graham,
You could just wait outside. Like, you don't need to go in.
true. I'm gonna wait outside for now. Fuck that.
Okay. So Mira passes. She's all right.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. I gotta double check my essence. That's a good fucking point.
I've got 6.
I have 8.
Salisbury has managed to retain 2. Yeah, you guys head in. You get towards the door. Jonas is staying outside. He's not really feeling up to it again. and you get to the opening of the door to the kind of like the basement bit, and it is like completely rotten to the point that like as you go out to push it, it just disintegrates in front of you, like it just falls to bits. So you're just left with this kind of like hole in the hole where the door was, and the wall, like the wall around it's kind of rotten away as well. So it's just this hole in the wall that leads down. It leads down the stairs and stuff. The stairs are like barely holding together as well, but they're still together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you guys head down. As you kind of like get to the top of the stairs and start to head down, if you can roll another fort save.
Cool.
You're kind of getting hit a bit stronger now. You're getting a bit closer. It's kind of hitting you a bit harder.
19.
Right, Hakon, you're still holding your own.
Nice.
Thonan, it's getting a bit much for you at this point. You're kind of getting a bit uneasy. You're feeling a bit lightheaded and starting to feel a bit dizzy. Your vision starts to go a bit, and as you kind of like try to step further down the stairs, you just kind of have to hold yourself and kind of keep yourself at the top of the stairs.
Okay, in that case, I'm gonna use my fucking gauntlet, my spooky snake glove,
Okay,
and I'm gonna let it go with porno.
cool.
Let it go.
Sick.
Let it go.
Okay, so it kind of heads down. It doesn't give a fuck. And it goes down. So, Porno, as you kind of head down, you begin to see what. Now, I had written a description of this, but the only person that would actually get the reference of what I was going for is Will, and he's not there, so fuck it.
Yeah, he is. His snake's there.
Okay, Will,
Hello.
have you seen the film Akira?
Yes.
Right. Do you know the bit when the guy goes a bit kind of mental at the end when he can't contain it?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it kind of starts to look like that.
That's
Where-
not good.
Where basically, as you start coming down, you start to like, as you kind of like get down to the bottom of the stairs, you notice the floor looks as if it's kind of moving about, and a lot of the floor and some of the walls are covered with this kind of like flesh-looking stuff. And looking further into the room, you can see that it all kind of like merges into this big ball of like rotten, corrupted flesh that is or was the prophet.
Interesting.
Right. So is he just like a pile of goop on the floor now?
Not really. He looks as if he's like. It looks as if he's like been attempting to contain it and not really managed, and it's just kind of shot out and it's just kind of ripping him apart a bit. But he's still there. He's still. You can still see like the outline of him. It's just there's kind of a lot of it coming off of him.
Right. Okay.
And it's
I
like
don't
pulling him
really
apart.
want to
a
go
bit.
up and touch him.
I want to get that ball out.
And I don't really know. I wouldn't. My character would have absolutely no idea how to fix this situation. So he'd probably like look down at the stake and say, "Should probably go get Mira."
Mira's currently at the top of the stairs, doing the same kind of thing as Stonehan and not having a great time of it.
Failing our fort save.
Yeah, basically.
Can I drag her down?
Probably.
Actually, no. Right. So I'm going to stand in the doorway
Uh-huh.
and shout up to them what I can see.
Okay.
So I'm shouting up the stairwell that the prophet is kind of lying in a heap in the middle of the floor, kind of like oozing stuff out of him.
Yeah.
What do I do?
Right. As you kind of start to shout it, you feel the floor underneath you start to kind of twitch a bit. So like the bit that you're standing on, you're kind of right at the edge of this kind of fleshy like stuff that's all on the ground, and you can kind of see it and feel it like moving about slightly.
Mm-hmm.
And as you look over, the prophet seems to be waking up and becoming more aware. And he sees you and says, "You could have helped me. You could have stopped this. All I needed was the device."
What device was that?
Is that what you say?
Yeah.
It's like the orb you brought.
We don't have an orb.
It's like, well, no, it's like if you don't have the orb, then I don't have much else that's going for me. And all the kind of like stuff that's going, all the kind of flesh that's around the edge starts to like pulse and slightly kind of like Mexican wave itself and like work its way back in towards him.
Okay.
And then it just all kind of congeals into one big like mess. And if you can roll,
Non-vomiting save.
no, a reflex save.
Yeah,
For the
excellent.
exploding
That's
prophet.
him not.
Your reflex should be alright though.
Yeah, it's +6. I just couldn't find the character sheet. Doesn't help when I roll a 3 though.
Okay, so
Essence.
the
Yeah, let's use an
Bang.
S re-roll that, Graham.
okay.
You bang your head on the door.
For a +6, you could roll at least your fucking mod. Amazing.
Right. So this all kind of like accumulates into
okay.
one. It accumulates into one big ball of just mess of flesh and that's like pulsing, and then a whole load of it just fires out and hits you and pins you against the wall at the back of the thing. And you take from that.
Excellent.
You take 8 damage,
Yeah, that's fine.
and you are knocked unconscious.
Okay, I'm not screaming for help.
Okay, so you're just pinned against this wall, and then from up the stairs, you just hear this thud. You see Hakon just appear at the bottom of the stairs, just at the wall, just like sparkled, and then whatever hit him retracts, and then you hear a loud noise at the front, like near the front of the house. And Jonas, you basically see this mound of flesh and stuff burst out from underneath the floorboards through the side of the house and out into the street.
Like, Donan, you might want to use that wall thing. It's like, that might be useful right now.
Suppose I better.
Okay, so you guys, so yeah, Hakon, you are out. You are out for the first round of combat.
Combat? Oh no.
Well, what are you just going to leave it? You're just going to let it walk away? I say walk.
I mean, we could just cut ties now.
Yeah, just be like,
Village.
you know what? We did all right. Let's just leave this.
Oh, it's a lot of work to do. I still
mean,
need
all-
this. Needs to
all
be.
in
This
all,
place needs to be
We cleaned up
intact
95% of
to
it.
get the.
All in
brothel.
all, we're up on
My
the
bro- my-
adventure.
But yeah,
We leveled up.
If we've got a positive KDA, might as well just leave now.
if we take a break just now and we come back, we will continue on
Alright,
and
so
see how this goes.
God damn.
Although,